Is a recession coming? Because if you think a recession is coming, chances are it might not be coming. Okay, so today we are having a lot of different data points coming in to show that we are supposed to be in a recession. Of course, if we're talking about a technical recession wise, yeah, well, we have already been in a technical recession for quite some time. But yesterday, OPEC just started cutting the supply of oil, which kind of basically surged oil pricing up almost to 7%. Basically, one of the steepest rise that we have actually had since the Russian invasion back in 2022, 24th of February, I would like to call it. Yeah, so that was when we actually had one of the worst increases in oil prices, where eventually we saw oil prices, I think it was $130 per barrel. Right now, we are actually stepping into the $100 per barrel. We're right at the doorstep as it is. So there's going to be a lot of different things that we might actually see as potential recession causations. Okay, so of course we have to talk about how this oil supply would actually affect how this recession actually turned out. Okay, because let's not forget that the other data points that we do have is also with the banking financial sector doing what it's doing. Okay, with the whole Silicon Valley, Credit Suisse, all that jazz. Okay, that happened. Supposedly, we should be in a recession, but of course, the Fed bailed us out. Well, bailed the depositors out. And then now with this oil pricing as well, because let's not forget, with this oil pricing increase, Moscow also had a curbing of the daily supply of oil. That's also a thing. So right now, I think US as a whole, they are one of the biggest consumer of oil by a long shot, and because of that alone, to suddenly have oil prices just spike back up, we are most likely going to see more surprising things coming up because this is going to be moving a lot more sectors. So let's get to inflation. Because you know it's gonna it's gonna affect inflation. Let's be honest, okay. But it's not gonna be affecting the next CPI. It's gonna affect two more CPIs from now, okay. Because the thing is that it is happening in April, which means that we are only gonna be seeing the report in May. Okay, I think it should be 10th of May or 12th of May. Usually the second week of May, we are going to be seeing the prices of all this oil get priced in, and then chances are, okay, things are going to go up in price. Inflation might become even stickier or even going upwards. So of course, people are going to be worried. I can assure you that the market is going to be very worried about it. Even yesterday, the market was in shambles. Okay, even though the market eventually did went up a bit after opening the market, I think it's quite mixed. Everyone is still quite unsure of what this whole thing would actually ensue. I do think that if this oil price increment do stick around, of course, that's going to be bringing back the 2022 fears again, where a huge recession of war happening, of the whole Afghanistan situation stopping. I think hyperinflation, let's not forget. So I think that all these sort of concerns might actually just rush back in again. Okay, as much as Jerome Powell tried to say that, yeah, we are gonna just do a 25 basis point increment, chances are we're expecting him to pause in the next meeting. If we actually get such a news from OPEC themselves, I don't know. Personally, I think that the STP is gonna change. I think the STP is gonna change. GDP is gonna be revised downwards, and then CPI, well, PCE or inflation is gonna be revised upwards. So that means that your FFR, which is your federal funds rate, is also going to be revised upwards. Chances are, I'm looking at 5.5. Okay, but of course, that will only be more solidified once we actually see any sort of inflation report that solidified oil pricing increment. Okay, when we actually see that huge increase, then yeah, there's a good chance that inflation is going to be getting a little bit more worrying for all of us. So I don't know. Like I said, I think I've always been too early in the market. I guess I'm still quite short on the market, and thankfully I have not been squeezed out of my own positions. I'm still gonna be holding on to it. I guess this oil cutting of the supply did come in the right time. So yeah, I think it's gonna be very interesting for us to really see how this would actually affect the market. I think that I don't think it's going to be affecting to the point of a huge recession or an extended recession because of how recession usually works. Like I said in my previous video, okay, recession only comes when people least expect it. Think about it, in '08, people were not expecting a housing bubble to pop, and it popped, and then recession happened. In 2020, no one was expecting COVID to go that crazy, and it popped, everything went down. Right now, it's slightly different because almost everyone in the market is like, yeah, we're getting a recession. Yeah, we're getting a recession. Every single week, we are getting new headlines saying that, oh, this is like unseen, this first time in 50 years, first time in 40 years, first time in 30 years. All this sort of very scary headlines are coming out every single week, and that's kind of like making people think, oh, there is a possibility that we might actually be getting into recession. I'm gonna be holding on to cash. There's a possibility we're gonna be getting into a recession. I'm gonna sell my stocks first. Okay, I'm gonna sell at a high. I'm gonna wait for a low for me to buy the dip. A lot of this kind of thing would happen. Okay, and I don't wanna say that Michael Burry might be wrong. Okay, because Michael Burry said to sell, and then he actually just flip flop on that and said that I was wrong to say sell. We should have bought. And then now with this, I think that there is a very very good chance that we might actually need a new flip flop where we have to actually sell again. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do let me know. Okay, if you want, you can reach out to me via Instagram, which is down in the link below as well. And of course, grab free stocks with my link below with Webull, which is this screen that I'm having over here. I use this every day to look at stocks, look at options, and yeah, get all those good stuff. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.